So have you guys heard of the story of Romeo and Juliet? Yes? Okay. What happens to Romeo and Juliet at the end of the play? Angelo? What happens to them? Okay, does anybody know what happens to Romeo and Juliet at the end of the play? They kill themselves. Okay? At the beginning of the play, the very opening lines of the play, Shakespeare, at the beginning of the play, the very opening lines, Shakespeare says, at the end of the story, the two lovers are going to take their lives. Okay? So as an audience, at the very start of the story, we know that they're going to die. But the characters do not. Okay? That is dramatic irony. Does that make sense? We know something about a character that the character does not. Okay? So I'm going to put on here Romeo and Juliet also in that box just to remind me.
Is that actually true?
That is true. What? The
True story.
How like Shakespeare says that?
Yes, it is. Yep. Okay? So that's the first type of irony. The second type of irony is situational irony. Situational irony. Okay? Situational irony occurs when what actually happens is the opposite of what is expected or appropriate. So this occurs when what actually happens is the opposite of what's expected or appropriate. Okay? This is the type of irony that the song was about at the beginning of class today. Okay, that was situational irony, the opposite of what's expected. So choose your favorite line from that song to write down as an example. I'm going to put, it's like rain on your wedding day. Or you could put meeting the man of your dreams and meeting his beautiful wife, which is what happened to me and Tom Brady. It's really disappointing and ironic because we're meant to be together. My fiance said I can marry Tom Brady as long as I give him Patriot tickets. So if it works out for everyone, right? Okay. So that's situational irony. When what actually happens is the opposite of what's expected or appropriate. Okay? And then the third type is verbal irony. Verbal irony. And verbal irony is a character saying one thing, but really meaning the opposite. So a character says one thing, but really means the opposite. So it's similar to sarcasm. Okay, so for example, let's say I go out to dinner in Boston at the Capitol Grill, and I'm checking out the menu, and I'm like, oh, $60, that's all for a steak? What a bargain. Do I mean that? Do I mean that? Am I really saying that's a good deal? What am I saying? What am I saying? Yeah, I'm saying one thing, but I mean the exact opposite. Okay, so I might put, oh, hold on. Oops. I'm going to say that $60 steak is a bargain. That $60 steak is a bargain. Okay, so let's review. Dramatic irony. What is it? You should all have your hand up because you all have it right there. What is it? Dramatic irony. What is it? What is dramatic irony? Everyone should have their hand up. You all have it right in front of you. We're actively learning. What is dramatic irony? What is it, Paige? When the reader or audience understands more about a situation than a character does. What is situational irony? Situational irony, Holly.
When what actually happens is the opposite of what is expected.
Good. When what actually happens is the opposite of what's expected. What about verbal irony? Verbal irony, Donnie.
A character says one thing but really means the other.
Saying one thing but meaning the opposite. Good job. Okay? So,